Hello and welcome to the ArtistWorks Join the Jam Roundtable live stream. We're really excited to be here today. Thanks so much for joining us. Please drop a like in the channel and let us know where you're watching from in the comments. We've got a really fun show lined up, lots of guests here today. We're also celebrating the brand new launch of Cathy Fink and Marcy Marxer's new song school here at ArtistWorks. As we get into the show, we're going to be taking your questions. So if you have any questions, just drop them right in the comments and we'll get to as many as we can as we get to it. Without further ado, let me bring on our guests here.
Hey.
Welcome,
Hey.
Cathy and Marcy.
Great to see you.
You too. And who else we got here? Michael Daves, welcome.
Hey there. Good to see ya.
And Tyler Grant, welcome.
Hey everybody. Congrats, Cathy, Marcy.
Yes.
Thank you so much. It is great to be part of the ArtistWorks family. And we've been with TrueFire for a long time, but this is launching a whole new endeavor. So it's great.
And it's great to see you here. Thank you for the warm welcome. You know, we've been friends for years, but I really totally respect you guys, both of you. You're so steeped in tradition, yet you bring things to the music that have never been done before. So you're just two of my absolute favorite musicians.
Aw, thanks. Yeah, we're so glad that you're part of ArtistWorks as well. That's going to be great for the students, and I think probably a great complement to my vocal school and a lot of the instrument in middle schools. You know, be some little bit of overlap, but you know, I think a lot of just broadening of resources, which is very cool.
I feel
That's
like
great.
ArtistWorks kind of charged us with something very challenging. It was don't teach an instrument, don't teach a vocal, teach how you put it all together. And
Cool.
so we're instrument agnostic. We don't care what you play. You can come into our classroom because we're going to have something for you to do. And in light of your vocal lessons and all of that, Michael, we've made a really big point of making it easy for people to join regardless of what keys they sing in and how to find those
Great.
keys. Now, I know you've done a lot of that in your course as well, but I feel like it's very synergistic because there's a lot of things we do that are going to refer out to other people's courses. And then there's times where, people are going to join our course and go, oh yeah, Michael showed me that and now I understand where I use it.
Love
That's
it.
what we're hoping
Yeah.
for.
Yes, me too.
Awesome. Well, how about kicking this party off with some music?
All right,
That could happen in a place like this.
that could happen in a place like this. I've got a bit of a froggy voice from a cold, but that's not going to stop me.
Oh, it'll sound
Um,
bluesy.
It'll
Go
sound
for
a
it.
little bluesy, a little smoky. It's our Lounge Lizard version of Careless Love, and we've got about 10 different versions, but this is the Smoky Lounge Lizard version. A 1, 2, a 1, 6, 2, 5. Love, oh love, oh careless love. Love, oh love, oh careless love. Love, oh love, oh careless love. See what love has done to me. I cried last night and the night before. I cried last night and the night before. I cried last night and the night before. See, I'm gonna cry no more. Love, oh love, oh careless love. Love, oh love, oh careless love. Love, oh love, guitar. I love my mama and papa too.
Oh, sing it.
I love my mama and papa too. I love my mama and papa too. See what I get loving you. One more chorus. Love, oh love, oh careless love. Love, oh love, careless love. Love, oh love, oh careless love. See what love has done to me. See what love has done to me. See what love has done to me.
Oh, seven. Okay.
You got the full smoky version of the cold voice.
Oh no, this is great. Can I like interject just like as like a teaching nerd here? And this is like directed to any of my students who may be watching. There's one thing we talk about a lot is like creating space for a vocal, with the guitar, and not like strummers, like just kind of covering up the vocal. And I just wanted people to pay attention to all that space you're creating for the singing. Like Cathy, you're just the rhythm section, holding it down, laying it down with that archtop guitar, and then Marcy doing all these fills that kind of comment and take up the space, just kind of creating this beautiful back and forth between the main song melody. So that's something I'm sure that students will get from working with y'all in your school, is some like real specific ideas about how to create space for a vocal and create call and response. So
Absolutely.
it's great to hear you do that so
Thanks. And
masterfully.
usually, you
in
know
life.
how you usually learn that is you play too much and somebody turns to you and says, "Don't play while I'm singing."
Yeah. And the thing is, it's usually like in a jam, it's usually the guitar players who are guilty of covering up the vocal. But here we have two guitars and all the space, and I love it.
That's cool.
I'll tell you, one of the people I learned the most from about that was that amazing guitar player Danny Gatton that the world knows is
Oh,
one of the
yeah.
greatest guitar
Yeah.
players in the world.
Oh
And
yeah.
about 30 years ago, he was in a session on one of our recordings, and I had never met anybody who came into a session as an instrumentalist who had memorized every word. Not because
I like
he was
that.
going to sing or play harmony, but he had really thought before he came into the studio, what is it that I'm going to do that decorates this without getting in the way? And he literally talked me through this song and what his ideas were and where he was going to hold back and where he was going to, I love the word that you used, comment on something that was being sung. And it was its own masterclass, not just in being professional, but just in his thought process.
That's great. That's amazing. That's so cool that you work with Danny Gatton. Reminds me of there's like I think Coleman Hawkins, the famous jazz saxophone player, he says you should never play a ballad that you don't know the words to.
Oh, well, that's really
I
you
good.
think-
hear it like when he or Lester Young or any of the greats are playing a song. it's just, it's just on the instrument, but they're like engaging with the words and playing it in a vocal-esque manner, and I always love to hear that. So I'm not
There
surprised to
was
hear Danny is of that mind as well, because he's one of the greats. But that's
One
so
of the
cool.
greats.
Yeah.
yeah, one of the Nashville players, it might have been Howdy Forrester, one of the great fiddle backup players, would have the lyric sheet in the studio while he was playing backup. Similar sentiment there. And I just want to add, Cathy, I'm sorry, Marcy, you were starting with some bass line stuff and then moving on to more takeoff stuff. I thought that was very cool. Another just little musical nuance that I hope everyone picked up on, all the guitarists.
Well, thanks.
I do
Guitars
promise
do-
y'all that in our school I can actually sing.
Guitars do so much stuff, you know. Sometimes you have to pick and choose, and the choices are all good, mostly.
Yeah, it's
That's
all
right.
Unless you found the good thing about playing tastelessly is that you find where the boundaries are.
Yeah, that's right. But you got to try. You got
Yeah.
to learn. Yeah.
You can always
Yeah.
pull it back.
I think some of it also comes from being probably a vocalist first and an instrumentalist second, where for us the meaning of the words is the primary thing and everything else is what supports that.
Yeah.
And I
That's
think
good.
when I work with people who come in as instrumentalists first, that's when we do the most work on, you've really got your licks down, you've really got your chops down. Now let's look at how that integrates into the whole big picture.
Totally. Yeah, I know that I started out as a picker first, as a young person, and I sang, but like I never thought of myself as a singer. But like once I started like discovering that was, within my powers and, kind of identifying as a singer, I know it revolutionized my playing. And I started, being more concerned with playing vocal melodies and I always encourage my students to learn, if you're learning the song, to, try to capture as much of that nuance and phrasing onto the instrument as you can. I think it was Mike Compton joking around, like he was talking about, like, there are all these like hot lick, solo transcriptions that you can, find on the internet, but it's like, this song already has a melody.
That's great.
I know.
We're going to need to do some bumper stickers pretty soon.
Yes.
This song already has a melody.
I love that as a bumper sticker, Michael.
Yeah.
I think we have to do that.
Send a bunch of them to Mike.
Yeah.
So
Well-
me as the guitar, whatever, flat picking instructor, I'm listening to this song because I don't play the song. So I'm listening and I'm trying to learn the melody here because I know like I might be put on the spot to sort of represent something.
Absolutely.
I don't know if you were going through this also, Michael, but
Yeah.
as I'm listening, I had a few minutes there to think about all of the concepts that I teach at Flat Picking Academy, which are basically like use the guitar to help you find the basic melody, and then use what I call the flat picking stuff, self-accompaniment tricks like cross picking and melody strum to arrange it for the guitar. So I was actively doing all that while this song was going by. And
Yeah.
so maybe I'll try to play what I might come up with, not knowing this song.
Very cool.
And to everyone, we've already been through this amongst ourselves, but everyone watching, I'm in a very caveman setup here. I'm away from home, so I'm using an earbud. And what I'm going to do is, Marcus, tell me if this works. I'm going to hang it. Can you still hear me speak?
Yep.
Okay. You'll probably hear the guitar better. I'm hanging a microphone on a plant. This is
Like
this is
some bluegrass MacGyver stuff here.
This is organic engineering. Okay, I'm gonna find a higher. Okay, I'm at the old adobe house that my great grandparents built back in Southern California.
Wow.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay, here we go. Was that the song?
Yeah.
That's a song.
Yeah.
And you did exactly what you said you would do and what we all talked about. You focused on the melody and you found multiple ways to make the melody central, but play around it, decorate it.
Sort of like,
Beautiful.
I've always, telling my guitar students that you got to listen to instruments other than guitar, and particularly Earl Scruggs, because on banjo, he was one of the best at centering the melody. And Tyler, I was getting some Scruggs feelings in what you were doing, because you had the main melody and then some cross picking, which kind of comes from banjo rolls, and but it's very like varied and dynamic and all that. So
Cool. Thank you.
yeah,
What a sweet feel.
Yeah, I
that was
also
really
felt
great.
a bunch of sort of old Western sound in what you were doing.
maybe it's the Adobe.
I know. Well, I'm way out
That's it.
west. I'm just physically way out west, so there's not a whole lot else I can do. And I love to do like all the what I call Southwest guitar. All the Grady Martin inspired.
Absolutely.
Marty Robbins backup. So that's deep in me. But what I was going for there is just a basic statement of the song, and this is something that. It's part of my sort of evangelical trip. Nice.
Yeah.
So this is part of my evangelical trip, is to just get guitar players to understand how to take a basic melody and what to do with it, because we're so busy looking at arrangements in books, and all the banjo players, they learned the Scruggs technique, and that gives them a tool to arrange a melody on the banjo with that style. And with guitar nowadays, there's a lot more resources, but when I was learning, I had no basis for how to approach this. So I would listen to players I admired, Russ Barenberg and Doc Watson and David Greer and Brian Sutton and Tony Rice, obviously, and Clarence and all the greats. And I had to sit there and break it down, like, what are they doing? What are they doing? And what you hear is the eyebrows, all the flash, but at the basis of it, when you go back and you'll, and then you can trace it all the way back to who they learned from, like Mother Maybelle Carter and, Riley Puckett and everyone who influenced the flat pickers. And they're just playing the melody incorporated with a little bit of strum and maybe a little bit of cross picking. So I was trying to demonstrate that, like, present the melody first in a self-accompaniment style, which is on guitar, you got melody strum, you got cross picking, you got other things, but those are the main self-accompaniment styles I teach. Present the melody once through in some kind of tasteful self-accompanied way, and then maybe play with it, maybe go up the neck and do some single note improv, but then bring it back around to the melody. So that's all I was trying to do, was just a very basic demonstration of the steps you would take to play a solo version of a song like that. And then if I sat with that for a week and I made it my pet song, this is another concept, the pet song of the week.
The pet song.
If I made that my pet song of the week, by next week, I would have some really cool version to play for you after I, nurtured it a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. You actually remind me now that you did that with that amazing feel, that one of the first records I really started learning things off of was given to me by, I did a gig with Patsy Montana in California, and she gave me the record, Marty Robbins' Gunfighter Ballads, and it was Grady Martin playing the guitar, and she said, play this stuff, and it was in between the lines.
Mm-hmm.
It was exactly what you were talking about, like taking the melody and then filling out the melody, although not really as far as you did. It was more like a straightforward single note lines in between where the words were not.
Mm-hmm.
But I just love what you did there. It's the whole band.
Hey, that's the guitar. It's the best, right? You could be a whole band. All the other instruments wish they could do everything that we do.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. My banjo can do a lot of it.
I know. And even punchier and louder.
But it makes me reflect on a lot of the really incredible young people that I've been coaching they can play circles around me in terms of fancy lots and lots of notes and stuff like that. But when I say to them, hey, all I want to hear is the melody, one note at a time, they actually have to work at that.
Right.
And I find it very interesting that they didn't start with that and build from it, that I have to show them how to go back to that. And the melody is the starting place, and it doesn't matter what the style of music is.
That's right. Well, I'll offer a related take, slightly different take, and we'll kind of following on what you were just saying. But Tyler was talking about finding the main notes and just kind of fleshing it out around the main notes, which is absolutely what that's the thing to do if you're at a jam session and hearing a song for the first time and you want to participate, right? Just kind of try to hone in on maybe the rhythm of the melody, where are the main notes that it's landing, and But I in my vocal school, a lot of what we do is kind of highlighting like original detail and phrasing from, like we pay attention to like how does Haley Dickens sing, this, or how does Bill Monroe, sing that, and like really it's like a bluegrass or country melody is a shape, it's a contour. It's it's not like something that can be plunked out on the piano. So I recommend also like, and this is not like what you do at the jam session, but like in your practice, I think it's good to like pick a few songs that you really, or that like the vocal performance moves you, or it's like interests you in some way, and like try to like flesh out as much of the detail as you can. Now, like Tyler, this is not a song that's in my repertoire because my experience was that I heard Bessie Smith sing this, and I think I don't have anything to add. But there's so many versions out there, and I've actually what I've studied is that we mentioned Riley Puckett. I've got into some of his amazing rhythm playing. He has two great versions of this song out of F, but I'm imagining that I sung this in a purposeful manner, or was singing a particular version, but I might go like, love, oh love, love, oh love, oh careless love, and like try to like think about how to careless love, love, oh careless love, like, and like trying to play it in a way that's like capturing as much of the ornamentation and the phrasing. And the point I end up making to guitar students a lot is that there's a big difference between, if you like the main, just picking out the main notes and really trying to flesh out the, like all like the contour that goes in there. And if you're being backed up, if you have like Tyler Grant or someone backing you up and doing this amazing rhythm that's like fleshing out like all of the eighth note pulse and syncopation and stuff, it can be really nice to just try a single note version where you're just trying to capture like or however you sing it. Again, I'm not like connecting with like like a very specific
No,
version
but you're
of
making
it,
a great point.
Yeah, it's trying to play it as much like you sing it as possible, and then for singers it can kind of work the backwards as well, because it can help like if you're figuring out like if you can figure that out on the instrument, you can use that to guide your voice. Love, oh, like if I find a hard time, finding that low C, careless love, or maybe there's some chromaticism, it can be hard to sing, notes that are just a half step apart. So being able to use an instrument, whatever instrument you play, as a guide for your voice, it's a good two-way street. So,
that's really beautiful, and some of the best singers I know really work out exactly what they're going to sing, and then they ebb and flow with it a little bit. But the way
Sure.
you're doing that, using the guitar, the voice has no question about exactly where it's going.
Yeah.
And that's very cool.
Yeah. Well, let me. I just want to try to play a little bit of this Riley Puckett stuff.
Yeah, I'm dying to hear it.
It's like such a, we've evoked him now several times, but like he goes, a lot of kind of cool bass runs, and he was recording in the late 20s, with the Skillet Lickers, and also on his own. Skillet Lickers being one of the foundational old time bands based out of North Georgia, that's where I'm from. But Riley was one of the first guitar players to start using the guitar as a lead instrument. But a lot of times he was just playing cool rhythm, like with bass runs and syncopations, and kind of a little bit adjacent to Jimmy Rogers' guitar style. sometimes he'd rake backwards, which is kind of an interesting texture. But very heavy on the bass notes, which I always love to hear. And that's like old school bluegrass rhythm, going back to, Charlie Monroe and with the Monroe brothers. And it's a little different than like kind of mash style, which is like more kind of broader strums, heavy downbeat. But the old school, that's another way to kind of stay out of the way of the vocal, is to kind of keep the focus down there, and then the vocals got its own space, But anyways, just wanted to that's my commentary on Careless Love. Now I'm gonna go learn it. I've been inspired to like not let my love of Bessie Smith's version get in the way of me giving it a whirl.
Well, what we did here
Your
is like
B flat was surprising to me. That was cool.
Yeah.
That was very
Oh yeah, the up the neck B flat shape.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's pretty cool. Yeah,
And then puts it the third in the bass. Yeah.
that's hip.
Yeah. People
Yeah, and
avoid
our-
F like the plague, but F is a great key for like
F's a great key.
capo-less. It's the key of love, right? It's it's the key of waltzes, and if you can deal with the B flat chord, you can get a lot done on guitar in F without a capo.
That's pretty funny.
That's
Well,
really cool.
we sort of do two versions of Careless Love in our school, but also we try and teach in a way that it's easy for people to find their own keys. Michael, I know you spend a lot of time helping people figure out what key do I sing in and how you're going to do it, and same with us, but also different feels for the same song. I mean, we might just as easily do a love, oh careless love, that kind of thing. And in a jam session, typically, since we're in the jam, let's say we were at a jam session and we were going to propose this song, whether it's a fiddle tune or a song or a swing tune or whatever it may be. I think one of the first things we do is we talk through, hey, what version are we playing? So everybody gets a heads up. We don't just charge into it. It's like, more people, I think, know this, just 1, 5, back to 1, kind of more country, old time country version of Careless Love. And then we went listening, and between Madeline Peru and Del McCurry and all these other people
Big Bill
finding
Brunzi.
Big Bill
I love
Brunzi,
him.
great
Oh, man.
version. We're like, oh yeah, they've got so much of that 1, 6, 2, 5. And the thing is, you learn 1, 6, 2, 5 in Careless Love, and the next time you hear 1, 6, 2, 5 in something else, you go, oh, I know what 1, 6, 2, 5 is. And we talk about the number system, so it doesn't matter what key you're in. You should be able to start doing that, translating and all of that kind of thing. But we'll get in a jam session and propose Careless Love, and you can't assume everybody knows the same version. So maybe the first time we'll just call through the chords, establish what version are we playing. Are we doing a simple, do, 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 This song is a particularly good jam tune because regardless of what version you use, the verse and the chorus is the same. So as soon as people learn 4 lines, they're in for the rest of the tune. And then even without putting in 1, 6, 2, 5, do, 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 just 1 and 5. You just don't need a lot of chords. 1, 1, 7, 4. I'm not even going to the minor right now.
Yeah.
1, 5, 5, 1. Go ahead and play a lead, Marcy. There, nobody
Yeah.
ever said taste was important.
Well, I would say like even with the simpler chords, I just want to
Yeah.
like point out how much work the syncopation of both of your singing and the strumming is doing to like give that like forward movement and complexity and stuff. So that's
It's the fun part of taking a song and playing with it. You know, typically when we learn a song, we'll play with it so many different ways before it settles into what we think we want it to be. And if it, whether or not it's a performance song doesn't really matter.
yeah. That's a I mean that's the thing that just musicians tend to love to do. I was a sideman on a record. This is probably 20 years ago, but the producer was Rob Fraboni, who did the Bob Dylan and the band stuff. He produced the Planet Waves record and also
Wow.
like the music for the Last Waltz. And so on, if you know the Planet Waves record, Bob Dylan and the band, you know there are two versions of Forever Young on there. Rob said that the band actually came up with 5 or 6 of them in the studio, all different. And he said they're all amazing. And Rob he told Bob Dylan he was threatening to walk out if Bob didn't put more than one version on there. But, you know, I want to hear I want to hear the other versions, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
that's incredible.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's a record right there, all the
Yeah.
versions.
Yeah.
Somewhere those tapes are like in some vault, we hope.
Wow.
Well, Michael, what's one of your fave tunes these days
Oh my gosh.
or songs?
Does it need to be a bluegrass standard or
Of course not.
okay, yeah, the song. This is actually one I recorded recently, but I love playing. I'm not tired of it yet, but you know, I've been traveling around a lot, especially like touring over in the UK. You know, like people are commenting on the like the political situation that like they're going like, what's going on in the States? Y'all can't seem to agree on anything. And I'm like, but wait, there's kind of one thing, and that if you're looking for something that most people can agree upon, and that would be Dolly Parton. So there's a song of hers that just knocks me out called "Early Morning Breeze," which is on the Jolene record, and it gets sort of overshadowed by Jolene and "I Will Always Love You," and there's so many great songs on that record, but this was one that sort of spoke to me and worked it out for solo guitar. And the original, like that record is kind of like funky, like it's like 1972, and like there's like a super like funky rhythm section behind her. But I just think about how to adapt that feel back to acoustic guitar. So.
I open up my door, greet the early morning sun, closing it behind me, and away I do run. The meadow where the meadowlark is singing in the trees, in the meadow I go walking in the early morning breeze. I cut my hand and catch a multicolored butterfly, perched among the petals and the flowers growing wild, freeing it or watch it as it flies away from me, to visit with the flowers in the early morning breeze. Rainbow colored petals kiss with the early morning sun, the aster and the dahlia have a word with God in the early morning breeze. Rainbow-colored petals kissed with early morning sun, the aster and the dahlia and the wild geranium, drops of morning dews to linger on the iris leaf, in the meadow where I'm walking in the early morning breeze.
Great song.
Oh my
gosh.
That's gorgeous.
You know, that shows the value of going back to those catalogs to look for the things that aren't highlighted. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a
That's
winner.
incredible.
You can't really call it a deep cut because it has like, I don't know, like, 27 million streams on Spotify or whatever, but it's it's easy to overlook it, next to the others.
That
And a
is so
beautiful arrangement, Michael.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I
went
am
to-
cognizant of the fact that you have giant hands.
Well, I went to drop D I use a lot of drop D when it's, so.
Yeah.
But it's in the key of G, so, here's my G chord. It's normally a G, so I have to bring that bass note up a step. And
So tell me why you chose to do it in drop D for something in the key of G.
Well, because the chorus is the climactic part, and that's the D chord. It goes to the 5 chord. So I like to. There's like something very like bombastic about having that low root 5th root. It's just like power chord down there, and so it gives the song a lift at the moment when it needs it. And if I did it like on standard tuning, it would be
I'm walking in the early morning breeze. Rainbow-colored petals kiss-
it's the right chord, but like it doesn't have the same,
Yeah.
rock, and also like when I play the break on the chorus section, and so I can use my low D. It allows me to go up the neck first, and so I can fret the top 3 notes, but then have my bottom 3 notes open and free. So. And I got that, walking down to the low D, it kind of just, highlights the the bombast that I'm looking for.
I don't
at that
hear the
moment.
word bombastic in music every day. That really sums it up. That's cool.
Yeah, well, thanks. Yeah.
Yeah,
Stout.
beautiful. Hey,
And I
we
want
talk-
to bring to everyone's attention that Dolly Parton has over 1,000 songs registered, right? She's a songwriting genius of the modern
Yeah.
era, and people might not know that just based on her her image
Right.
and her dolliness, but she
Right.
actually wrote all those songs. And
Well,
Yeah.
I'm going
And
to
it's
say
just
that it's probably closer to 5,000. I mean,
really,
Yeah, and it's in her
Yeah.
typical self-deprecating manner, she's like, and a few of them are good.
yeah,
Like, I think a little more than a few, but yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, there's a new book out by Lydia Hamesley specifically on Dolly's songwriting. And
What
And
a,
I
what a
recommend
writer.
it.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
Pure soul.
pure soul,
Mhm.
classic writer, and so versatile in being able to write a pop song, a rock song, something that sounds like a folk song. That song, Wildflowers.
Mhm.
Wildflowers don't care where they grow. It sounds like it could have come out of the Carter family repertoire.
Mhm. And that song that Michael just sang, it's got some country flair, but it sounds like it's from the '60s. Like
I was thinking that too.
borrowed a little bit of that psychedelic sort of flavor
well,
there.
Totally. Well, there's a video of her performing it solo on the Porter Wagner show, and she's got like a nylon string guitar that's got like butterfly stickers and stuff. Like it looks like straight out of like a teenager's bedroom in 1969 or something like that. It's a little bit of her kind of a slight
Kind of what it was.
Earth Mama phase for her.
Yeah.
Of course, also the big wig, but she's like
Yeah.
she's addressing. She has this genius of being able to kind of be absolutely herself at all times, but like kind of connect and touch on like these different streams of culture, and thus everyone feels like she's theirs, you know, but also she's 100% Dolly. It's mystifying.
That's a great way to put it.
It is mystifying, but
It's like
also
everybody's friend. Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, totally.
Well, Tyler, we haven't heard you do something of your own, so go for it.
Okay. Let me rearrange my. As long as we have
You got your
time.
plant ready?
I got my plant, my organic. Let's see.
You know, I don't know that you need to do that because, well, go ahead.
Yeah, it's good.
Well, I think the question is, if it's on my head, you don't hear the guitar very well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is Lorena, and Lorena has a voice, and Lorena wants to be heard.
Yeah. All right.
Sweet.
Okay, since I'm way out west, I'm going to play you an original that was on my last album, and and since I'm hanging this on some wildflower stalks here, so this is a song about desert wildflowers. It's a song of romance, truly, but in the guise of a bunch of the story of a bunch of Mojave desert wildflowers. And this is called "Out Where the Ocotillo Grows." I'll give it a try. As the bluebells and sweet yerba Santa bloomed, our song of love was drunk on their perfume. But promises that shining springtime's glow in the scorching summer fade and sing no more. Meet me out where the ocotillo grows, and the willow knows the secrets you once told. When the primrose and the dandelions bloom, you are my desert flower, you've gone away too soon. Do you remember, dear, the song we wrote that day? How the bloom of our young love would never fade. That melody once bright is now forlorn, like a cactus blossom buried in the thorns. Meet me out where the ocotillo grows, and the willow knows the secrets you once told. When the primrose and the dandelions bloom, you are my desert flower, you've gone away too soon. Do the poppies swing and sway up where you are? Are the streets paved with paintbrush and blazing stars? I'll wait right here till the San Verbena blooms for my desert flower who's gone away too soon. Meet me out where the ocotillo grows, and the willow knows the secrets you once told. When the primrose and the dandelions bloom, you are my desert flower, you've gone away too soon. You are my desert flower, you've gone away too soon.
Oh, that's so awesome.
That's
Thank you.
beautiful, Tyler.
Beautiful
I'm get-
tune.
Thank you. I'm getting over the crud too, so my voice is just sort of coming back. That's one of the few songs on the new album that Michael did not sing tenor on. Michael sang tenor. Michael added tenor to a bunch of the songs on that record.
Oh, that's
which I'm
great.
super grateful for.
I love and I was going to speak to that because I know from singing over you that, like, again, you've got great rhythm as a singer, and that's something that, I mean, people think like, oh, do you have great rhythm? It's, you know, people think of like, oh, or is it on the instrument? And of course you have great rhythm on the guitar too, but you know, some of the best singers are like great syncopators and phrasing, and I love how your sense of syncopation is so like locked into your sense of rhythm on the guitar that it's like just coming out as a unified expression. So I had fun learning your phrasing and you know, trying my best to match it. But it was cool hearing it, you know,
And
Yeah,
it's
thanks,
a great
Michael.
song.
all together.
It's a
Yeah.
great
It's a really
song.
great
I
song.
love the flat picking,
Thank
the cross picking, and the single lines, and the way you put it all together. Isn't it amazing that we have this kind of a platform to learn and to teach?
It's pretty
mean,
amazing.
It's
And
incredible.
I wanted to demonstrate that song as just something that is just nursery rhyme simple as far as the melody and the chords. You know, the lyric kind of and the rhythm and all that stuff, you can put a lot into it, but like just the components of it, the melody and the chord changes are just like as simple as this land is your land. So I just wanted to, you know, kind of use that as an example that people can enter this at any level and have fun with it, even with the very most basic stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
That
And
never crossed my mind that had basicness to it. But
Cool.
Yeah.
I see it. Yeah,
in fact, in our course at ArtistWorks, there's an entire chapter of lessons on songwriting, taking people through lots of prompts and different kinds of opportunities to develop their songwriting from the very beginning to thinking about, like, if you've never written a song, but you're thinking, I'd like to try it. Lots of prompts, lots of opportunities, and songwriters are already sending in video exchanges and asking for, you know, critiques and a little bit of advice and things like that.
I
But
just did one today with a guy playing ukulele writing songs.
yeah,
It's-
really
it's
very cool.
amazing.
Marcy and
wanna-
I both have a weekly, in addition to the songs that I've written separately, and somehow after playing music together for 40 years, we've only written 2 songs together. but we each have weekly appointments with Tom Paxton and write songs with him. And Tom and I have probably written, I think, 250 songs together. There was one that we wrote last week called Missing Woody Guthrie that I got a note today. There's a podcast that's about to use it. And we did one called No Kings Here with a beautiful video that went with it. But a lot of them, it's a weekly practice. It's just like picking up your guitar and practicing your guitar or your banjo or your ukulele. It's a weekly practice. And I write by myself weekly. We write together weekly. And you know what? At the end of the day, if we didn't come up with a song, we practiced writing a song. We've almost always come up with something. In fact, there's a double CD called All New of songs that we wrote during the pandemic. And we did a live in the studio recording of, I guess, about 30 songs that we had written during the pandemic. And then last year we put out an album called Bluegrass Sings Paxton. And it had a lot of the originals that he's co-written with other people. So there's one that Marcy and I wrote with him. There's one that Tim O'Brien wrote with him. There's a couple others that he wrote with other people. And Tom, even though he's stopped touring, is still writing songs with a lot of people. And talk about a songwriter who has created a template similar to what you were just doing. It's not that there's only one way to do it, but you know, in the steps of Woody Guthrie, in the steps of Pete Seeger, and in the steps of somebody who considers it to be a practice where that's part of what you're doing all the time.
Yeah.
You're going to get better at it. Michael, you got something to say?
Oh, you're talking about Tom Paxton, and we're talking about Dolly Parton. Of course, Tom's best known song is "The Last Thing on My Mind," and everyone needs to go find the video of Doc Watson and Dolly Parton singing that together at Merle Fest, and it's like 2000 or something. It's like a backstage video, and it's
Right. That's a beautiful video. And also, you can go watch Dolly and Porter Wagner sing it on the Porter Wagner Show.
yeah.
And more recently, just last year, Dolly got a Grammy nomination for her performance of it on the Doc 100.
Mm.
I got to toot my horn. That was me on the guitar on that.
Oh,
Love
cool.
that. Love that. But I
Yeah.
think,
Cool.
when we're talking about songwriting, one of the things we're talking about is what are the things in a song like The Last Thing on My Mind that makes it last forever, that makes it special and continues making it special. Dolly, Doc, Billy Strings, all these people wouldn't keep coming back to this song if it didn't have something. And as a songwriter, you're sort of trying to identify what that is, and it's part identifiable and it's part magic, but what we promise you is that the magic happens when you've practiced a lot.
Yes, totally.
And part of it is that bombastic 5 chord on the chorus.
Yeah.
That's, if there's one takeaway from this, the 5 chord on the chorus
Yeah,
has
yeah.
a lot of
Bombastic.
bombast.
Yeah.
So let's show how we play with Tom, and you play rhythm, and I'll play the other part on 2 guitars. Like, one thing we like to do is have more than one guitar. I mean, what's better than one guitar?
Banjos,
Right.
More guitars.
banjos,
More guitars.
banjos, ukuleles.
Banjo.
Well, I think one of the things for the two of us is that we'll often capo in different places so that the 2 guitars will sound a little bit bigger.
Like if you go to
Mhm.
G, you play in G.
If I play in G, I don't think I can sing
Oh, that's
the last thing on my
I
mind
can.
in G, but
I think I
there's a
can.
lesson too late for. I can't sing that right now with my cold.
Made it sad. Made it sad. In the week of it, I had my soul this time. In your hand. In your hand.
I'm going away with no word of farewell. Will there be not a trace left behind?
I can't know better. Didn't mean to be unkind. Know that was the last thing. So that's how we'd work together when we play with Tom.
Very cool.
And just fun. It's the coolest thing. Like backing up singers is one of my absolutely favorite thing to do. It's like you've got the best seat in the house for like talking about with Tom. We'll stand on either side of Tom, and my goal is I'm not thinking anything technically really. Just looking at him and feeling where he's going, and just trying to fill it out in some way that doesn't get in the way at all. And I don't know, it's just a great thing to do. I highly recommend backing up singers, and they will tell you if you play too much. But
Yes.
Yeah.
over the years, we've backed up Pete Seeger, Mike and Peggy Seeger, Paxton, Theodore Bickel, Eva Cassidy, a bunch of other people, and it's just like it's a wonderful thing to do. So I'm hoping
And-
people have some of that.
Just did a gig
You
with
know.
Alice Gerard,
Yeah, Alice.
supporting her new book. It was right before
Yeah.
Michael went and did a little thing with her, and
Right here.
and Alice knows what she wants to hear on her songs. And
Yeah.
as the backup in both harmony singing and in playing, that's your job. Get them what they want to hear on their song.
Yeah.
Hey, I know we're almost out of time. Marcus, did you want to have us answer any questions from people who've been in the chat?
Yeah, just enjoying the conversation here. We didn't get a ton of questions, but if anybody has any, feel free to drop them and we'll kind of speed round these.
I think we already answered most of them.
There you go.
Here's one from Julie. Julie's a longtime ArtistWorks student.
Hey,
She's
Julie.
written some lyrics to a song. She wants to add some guitar chords to it now. Any tips to get started?
Let's
It's a
finish reading.
Cowboy Carol.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a cowboy carol, so it needs to feel a bit Christmassy. I decided to start early so I don't miss the boat.
I have to say, starting early is really smart. I can't tell you how many songwriters contact me December 15th and say, I have the best Christmas song ever. How do I get it out there? I think that I think a good place to start would be to listen to groups like Sons of the Pioneers and the Riders in the Sky, and get that pokey Western sound that would go along with. Marcy was just
And
playing a
send
little
us
bit of that.
send us a video. You know.
Yeah, send the
To
lyrics,
us
send a
or
video,
Tyler
and
Mhm.
and we can
Michael.
workshop it with you. That pokey Western sound of happy trails to you. That kind of sound. Listening to the music that you want to emulate. We first learn by copying, and then we learn how to vary from that so that what we do is original. But you have an idea that you want it to sound like something, go find some recordings that have that sound. And then we can help you mold that into something that's a little bit more original, and helps you get to that, to where you're going with your song.
For sure. And then there's a handful of the technical things, Julie, as you know, like knowing your scale, singing the melody and trying a chord or another. If you have a melody set, there's there might be only one or two options for each chord around the melody. But that would be the technical side of it.
And what's the feel that you want? Do you want a feel that's, or do you want,
For instance, is there a horse in your song?
Yeah.
there you go.
Is it a love song
Yeah.
to a cow? Yeah.
Nice to hear from you, Julie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very cool.
thanks.
Yeah, thanks for being a part of the ArtistWorks community.
Julie's our stalwart beta tester.
Yeah,
We've
Wonderful.
all encountered Julie.
that's
Thank you, Julie.
Awesome. Here's one from Susanna. In relation, there we go. This is about the Dolly song. Can it be done with modal chords?
Oh.
Oh, well, one thing I like about that song is that so it's got, you could, it's got that, like the flat 7, you could kind of do it like, like in a droney banjo, up to a point. Like the melody does like rainbow when it goes to the chorus. It's going to like, well, if you're in my school, you know what I'm talking about. But the 5/7, like the notes of the 5 chords. So it kind of it wouldn't work to the kind of rainbow God, like to kind of stay in the drone there. But you kind of, but. Could kind of a lot of it you could simplify the harmony, and that's it's one of the cool things about her writing, and this song in particular is that combination of like this pop sensibility with like mountain scale and ornamentation, and particularly like the end over she goes to kind of hammer in that like kind of the 1 flat 7 sound. It's like that's where it comes home to, so
That prompted me on a songwriting tip. Like that song kind of has, I mean, the verse is modal, but then the chorus is major.
Yeah.
So another cool effect, a cool trick to use.
Yeah. That reminds me of, there's an amazing version of Bill Monroe doing Wayfaring Stranger. It's on the Smithsonian Folkways, the live recordings, Bill Monroe Off the Record Volume 1. And it's a bootleg in a hotel room with Bill, Peter Rowan, and Mildred Green sitting around.
Ooh,
and
wow.
it's like the A section is, the verse is all the minor like you expect. And then instead of I'm going down, like where you expect, it was I'm going down to see my mother. It just goes major, and then back to minor. So it's just kind of using that shift in the mode, like as a, to create a very different, starkly different mood for a moment, and then back, so.
Yeah, I'm going to have to listen to that.
That's wonderful.
So good.
Where is that?
It's on
Smithsonian.
the Smithsonian
Smithsonian?
Folkways, Bill Monroe Off the Record Volume 1. So,
Oh, wow.
That was a Rosetta Stone album for me when
Yeah,
I
that
picked it
volume
up.
2 is the Bill Monroe and Doc Watson records, and those
Yeah.
two, those are my Desert Island Bluegrass
Yep,
records.
for sure.
Yeah. Thank
Check 'em
you,
out.
Ralph Rinsler, for
Yes.
Yes.
putting out those recordings. But,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And thanks, Susanna. And of course, that'll work on the ukulele too. I know you're playing it on the ukulele.
yeah.
But you know, it's a little harder to be bombastic when you get to the D chord. So you have to
Yeah.
really wail on that thing.
Yeah.
It'll take it.
I'm gonna need to pop out, but you all keep on
Yeah.
jamming.
Thank you, Michael.
Really great,
to see you, Michael. Great to
all,
hear you.
And congrats again, Marcy and Cathy, for your launching your school. That's going to be doing a lot of good for the music world. And look forward to. I'll see if I can join it. I want to learn what y'all doing.
Well, let's
I do
jam in
too.
person soon.
We've already joined
Yes.
yours.
Yeah. Oh, awesome. Cool. We can. Yeah. All right.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Okay, see you,
Thanks,
Michael.
Take care. Cool. Well, yeah, we are at the top of the hour, so looks like we've gone through all the questions, but how do you guys feel about closing on a song? You want to do
Sure.
another one?
Great. Yeah.
Tyler, you want to do one and then we'll follow you?
I'm set. I actually have
All right.
a flight
Oh.
coming up.
Oh, you have a flight coming up.
I want to hear Cathy Marcy do one more song.
Let's
Okay.
do something with the banjo.
Okay.
Um,
What do you want me to play? Guitar or mandolin?
what would you like to play?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. You know, we're in the jam. You can play
We're in
what
the
you want.
jam. We haven't done that yet, so what the heck?
Yeah, play some mando.
What's the song?
Well, how about why don't we do The Wild Rose of the Mountain?
Oh, okay.
This
I'll
has
play
been
guitar.
one of our favorite songs by Cy Khan for many, many years. We recorded it years ago with Blue Rose,
What key are you going to?
D. Cy Khan is a very good friend, a phenomenal songwriter, and for many years was an incredible community organizer. I learned a lot of what I know about music and songwriting from Cy, and this is one of those evergreen songs, I think, and it's sort of been recorded and performed by lots of people, so I think I'm in tune enough.
I hope we
and-
said thank you to Tyler.
yeah.
You're still there. Thank you so much, Tyler.
It's great to have both Tyler and Michael here, and this is the beginning of lots more fun, and we're having a ton of fun in our school, so we hope that some of you will join us there. And if you feel like joining right now, this has a chorus you can sing on that goes, honey from the honeycomb, water from the fountain, sugar from the sugar cane, and the wild rose of the mountain. So even sing along from home. Oh, if I had my life to live, I'd surely live it over. Only walk in brand new shoes, just lay down in clover. Only work on Christmas Day, all the rest go sporting. Spend my days down at the creek and every night go courting. Oh, honey from the honeycomb, water from the fountain, sugar from the sugar cane, the wild rose of the mountain. Oh, when I think of home, sweet home, it makes my eyes grow misty. Papa singing gospel songs, Mama sipping whiskey. Whiskey from that white oak barrel, sure do make good liquor. Next night seemed twice as bright, days go by much quicker. Honey from the honeycomb, water from the fountain, sugar from the sugar cane, wild rose of the mountain. And if I had a new made quilt, I'd fill it all with my sweetheart by the hand, we lay there together. Oh, the days that I was young, my thoughts to keep returning. Drive the winter nights away just like a log fire burning. Oh, honey from the honeycomb, water from the fountain, sugar from the sugar cane, the wild rose of the mountain. Honey from the honeycomb, water from the fountain, sugar from the sugar cane, and the wild rose of the mountain.
Beautiful.
I love that
Just-
song. I love that
it's-
song. I love Psycon.
It's such an
Yeah.
evergreen song, you know,
Mhm.
when you have a song that's been in your repertoire for 35 years and you think about all the things that you've rolled in and out of your repertoire, but that stays. And, you know, I think so many of Cy's songs are like that. And it's why we like talking about songs like that in our course, but also teaching songs like that from both the traditional side as well as from more contemporary sides.
Very cool.
Tyler, I'm
It-
so glad we get to say thank you to you.
Yeah.
I'm so glad to be here. Thank you for inviting me to this.
It just makes me happy to see you again.
We've had such good times together at the music camps and playing at those events and catching up. It's been too long. I hope I get to see you in person sooner than later.
Me too.
Mhm.
We'll be at a few music camps this summer, so maybe.
Maybe.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you all for joining us today. Really great to see you and hear from you. And again, congratulations, Cathy and Marcy, on the launch. Very exciting. Encourage everyone to come check it out. Anyone, if you're just curious, come sign up for a free 7-day trial. You know, get in there, take a look, see who's in the community, check out some songs, and also definitely check out Tyler's Flat Picking Academy while you're there. He's also recently added electric guitar lessons, so he'll teach you any style of guitar you want to learn. And of course, Michael Daves, if you want to get in deep into bluegrass vocals and singing. So thanks from all of us here. We look forward to seeing you again soon. And yeah, come visit us at artistworks.com.
Great.
Have a great day, everyone.
Thanks.